Hi guys, and thanks again for tuning into the channel. I had a quick review to do today, something a little different. As you know, I produce a lot of lightning content. I absolutely love this truck. Just a hair over a year that I've had the truck, and it has just been fantastic. And one of the things I look for all the time is accessories, things that I believe would prove useful. And I came across this phone mount that I wanted to share. Now I was using you can see the clutter there because I guess you're a normal, user of an F-150, but I was using a cup holder mount, which had the stock right here. And the problem, of course, was when my wife and I would go somewhere, take the kids, she's got a cup of coffee, I've got something to drink as well. Somebody has to hold their cup, right, or put it in the door. So I've been looking at phone holders, and I didn't really want one that hung off the windshield. I didn't want one that clipped to the vents. So I came across this one. I'm going to call this ELOHEI, probably calling it wrong, but I found it on Amazon. And basically what I was looking for was a phone holder that would, get me out of the cup holder, give me a good sturdy place to store my phone that did not interfere with how the vents operate. So I came up with this guy, and I've got one of my kids' phones in here. I'll let that loose for a second just to show you the mount itself. But here it is. So the way this works, and it's really, really interesting because I didn't think the ad was all that well written, so I wasn't sure. Basically, the mount is back here. It's contoured to fit the dash. It's shaped such a way that it grabs behind this trim piece, catches the corner right here, and then down below, it's got a little clip underneath that catches. And the finish on here is kind of a rubberized plastic, so it's not sharp, hard plastic, which encourages me to think it's not going to damage the truck, which is important to me because I care about the truck. But the most important feature to me is my vents still operate. Now, admittedly, it does block the front of the vent a little bit, but I feel like I can live with that totally. And nice features here, a little rubberized here, a little rubberized in here. And the feet as well. Another thing that I really like, and I'll put this phone back in here. This is one of my kids' phones, but just to give you an example, a problem I've had with phone mounts like this in the past were that the legs were shallow, right? Like I'm trying to jam it in there and get these clips to hold. On this guy, these are deep enough, and these legs, not only are feet, I guess you'd call them, not only they have a big flat part for this to sit in, but they turn up slightly at the edge, which in my mind it makes it easier to kind of nest the thing in the first place, but B, it's going to keep it from vibrating loose. And it's got an adjustment on the back. You turn that knob, and then I can tilt it side to side or up down, sorry. But here's the view basically from the driver's seat, right? I'm sitting here behind the wheel. That's the way it looks. I'm just really, really pleased. I know it's a simple thing, but if you're like me, I've gone through a ton of phone mounts, and they annoy me because they just, they end up being a compromise. And we have one in another car that hangs from the windshield, but then you got this big thing up in your way. This really doesn't again, I'm putting the phone up where I actually look. It really doesn't preclude my vision as I look out of the truck. It's ultra sturdy. It doesn't move around. It doesn't jam up the operation of the vent. So I wanted to share it. And if you look below in the description, I did put a link. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I'd appreciate you will get your best pricing. It's equal to or better than any other pricing that you're going to get on Amazon for the same product. So if you're so inclined and you can use a cool phone mount, this applies, as I understood it, to F-150 and Lightning if they have the 12-inch radio, which is what I have. And I can tell you, certainly on the Lightning end, and I think these are shared parts with the standard F-150 as well, but really, really handy phone mount. If you have any questions, throw a comment in down below. Really appreciate you liking. Any comments are welcome, of course. Look around on the channel. I've got a lot of other Lightning content, other EV content, lots of other stuff. I'm about to start doing a series on our Corvette. We have an older Corvette that people seem to like. So anyway, throw them down below, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.